Hi everybody! I was just getting myself all set up there. I'm actually doing this on my tablet, which is currently leaning against my netbook, because the webcam on my netbook really isn't that good. I mean, if you think the quality of this video is bad, wait till you see the webcam, it's even worse. But yeah, my name is B, and I've decided to do this simply because I might as well contribute to YouTube. I spend enough time, I think, just trolling videos, so I might as well just throw in my own videos. So what I'm going to be looking at doing is something kind of like the Midnight Blogs, except it's not going to be a blog. But basically what I'm going to be looking at doing is just doing like general discussions and that sort of thing, and just getting myself out there, and just hopefully maybe getting to talk some more with some people. There's some people who apparently would like to hear my opinions more often, and there's quite a few people who probably wish that they could make me shut up. But hey ho, that's just the way of the world, to be honest. There's always going to be somebody. Ooh, new pen. There's always going to be somebody or some people out there who aren't going to like what you do. Haters going to hate. And there's always going to be people who are going to like what you're going to do. The one thing that I would always say that I've learned from my own experiences, thinking about it now, is that if, for every one person that really, really hates what you're doing, there's always going to be one person who's going to absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to give a general introduction of who I am, and just so you can get a general idea of the sort of person I am. What I do in my day-to-day life is I work full-time for the bank, which is kind of funny in a way because my maths is atrocious. My maths has always been quite bad, but I do like to think that I'm good at my job. A lot of my job involves helping people and trying to help them get out of difficult situations. Before I started working for the bank, I was originally trained as like a youth worker, and just generally working within self-advocacy, the self-advocacy area for children and young people with physical and mental disabilities. So that was really kind of tough work at times, but I loved every single second of it, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not going to lie, I loved every minute of it. I mean, there's very few things in this world that I would say is more wonderful than knowing that you've been working with somebody who has issues and problems, you've been working with them for the past couple of months, and you're able to stand there and watch as they take the few steps up onto a stage in front of about 100 odd people, I would say, and talk through a microphone into all of these people, most of whom are actually strangers. And for them to be able to do that, and for you to be able to sit there and know that you have helped them do that they've always had that potential, and that not only have you been able to help them do that, but you've been able to help them believe that they can do these things. It really is a great feeling, and there's very little in this world that I can think of as a better feeling than that. So yeah, that's me going off on a tangent there. As I said though, for now, I work for the bank full time. I don't know how long I'm going to do that for, but a job's a job. It's quite a good job, and it's a good enough wage so I can get by and live. What I do in my spare time is completely different from what I do in my day job. In my spare time, I am a writer. I've been writing since, I would say, about on and off since the age of 8 or 9. That was when I wrote my first story that I can recall of. I always thought I was going to be like a novelist and was going to write lots of books and all that sort of stuff. But as I grew up, I found out that I would struggle to write a book. I get to a certain point and then I just go, no, what am I going to do? My brain basically has a major freak out and effectively sprouts legs and runs around my head screaming, no! It'd be quite amusing to see like a web cartoon of that, actually. I might look at seeing if I can do that at some point. Hey, the screaming brain! But yeah, no. I always thought that that's what I was going to do, but I found it difficult. And then I started writing poetry, funnily enough. Now, I never ever thought in my wildest dreams that I'd ever be able to write a poem, and to be honest with you, my first poem was disgraceful. Like, really, really bad. So, yeah, it was about, this guy had lost his wife. She drowned in the river. It was quite a few, set like a couple of 100 years ago. She drowned in the river, and he completely lost his mind. And he actually believed that it was the bulrushes on the side of the river that had driven her to drown herself. And at the end of the poem, he actually ends up drowning by accident himself after he falls into the river when he's been coming home drunk from the tavern one night. So yeah, that was quite dark to write at the age of 13, but to be perfectly honest with you, I had a really, really tough time in school, so it doesn't surprise me that I wrote something dark. The reason behind why it doesn't surprise me is, quite simply put, I started writing poetry to vent and get these sorts of emotions out, these negative feelings. So obviously, if you're getting all these negative feelings out so they don't stay within you and eat you up inside, what you write is probably going to be a bit dark and a bit on the negative side, because you're releasing these emotions and you're doing it through writing. As time passed, though, I found that I was inspired to write more poems, and I started writing poems on a variety of themes. The themes that I generally now look at writing are, they can be a bit dark, but they mainly involve, human nature and the concepts of freedom and what is good and what is bad, and, those sorts of things. I also seem to write about birds a lot. Yeah, I've noticed that. I seem to write about birds a lot. And I like watching birds, but I'm not actually a bird watcher, if you get what I mean, Binoculars are a bit difficult to spot when you've got glasses too. But that's generally the themes that I write on, and obviously I can write love poetry. I can write love poetry that make you drop your panties like that. Nah, I'm only joking. My love poetry isn't that sort of poetry. It's more the sort of case of the different types of love. You've got the love between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or, love between somebody who is transgender or identifies as completely different gender, that sort of thing. It's just love, the sort of love that you find in a relationship with somebody, like if you're going to get married to them or you're going to live with them for the rest of your life, that sort of love. Then you've got the love between a child and their favourite toy, or a child and a pet, or a woman and a pet, that sort of thing. You've got the love that you find within a family, your own blood family, and then you've got the love that you can find for your friends, and the love that you feel and experience for your friends. There's a few times I've also written about the love of food and chocolate and all those sorts of things. There's a lot of things that you can write about with love, and also you can write about, and I do write about, how love can be a good thing, and how love can also sometimes end up turning into something completely different and something a bit more on the less pleasant side. So for example, it can spawn obsession and jealousy and those sorts of things. And although I do write about that, my genuine belief concerning love is that love is a wonderful, wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing, and I've been through tough times. I've been through a lot of things that you probably shouldn't have to go through at my age. I'm coming up for 21, and yet I feel like I'm twice my age right now. But at no point have I ever stopped loving. At no point have I ever felt as though I would ever stop loving. I do love people. I continue to love people. I love people. I love things. And love is a very, very wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. It is a beautiful thing. And it's something that you need to try and hold on to. I found that difficult recently, and I actually watched a video by Bunny Bennett from Steam Powered Giraffe, and it was just some of the things that she said kind of struck a bit of a chord. It almost awakened within me the thoughts and feelings that I had concerning love and those sorts of things, and she made me feel better, and she made me realise that and believe that, yeah, things are going to get better. Things are tough now, but things are going to get better. And sometimes it's really easy to forget that. Like up here. You'll always remember it in here in your heart, but sometimes it's really easy to forget that in your head, with the way things go and the way life can be. But yeah, that's what I try to get through in my writing. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop there, because I could go on forever about this sort of thing, and it's really not the best idea in the world. I would just like to say thank you, though, for listening to me. What we'll be looking at doing with the blogs with the videos going forward, is I'll just be looking at just talking about general things and just having a general chit-chat with you, that sort of stuff. And we can have a discussion about all sorts of variety of things. One thing I would say is, if there is ever anything in particular you feel that you'd like me to talk about, or you'd want my opinions or viewpoints on, then what you can do is you can send me a message about it and say what it is, or you can leave a comment and I'll get to it. You can also go contact me on Tumblr if you would like. Just when you go into Tumblr, just type in the search Time to Play. That's my Joker RP blog account. I'm referring you to this one simply because it's the one I'm on most of the time. I have the mobile Tumblr app, and it's near enough constantly logged into the Joker account. So that URL is spelt T for Tango, I for Indigo, M for Mother, E for Echo, T for Tango, O for Oscar, P for Papa, L for Lima, A for Alpha, A for Alpha, A for Alpha, A for Alpha, H for Hotel, Y for Yankee. Okay, so that's TIMETOPLAAAHY. So yeah, kind of lost it a bit. There's too many A's. It's 4 A's and a H and a Y. So yeah, please feel free to do that. And if you do find the blog, by all means you can follow me if you would like. But if you do want to leave something, or like a message for me or something, you want to do that through the blog, just hit up the ask box and let me know, and I can get back to you about that, okay? Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a nice day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. And I look to speak with you guys soon. Okay, thank you. Bye!